Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, David Lean, Frank Capra, Martin Scorsese. What do all these people have in common? They all look like excrement compared to this man. His name is Brad Joyce. You may not know him now, but he will soon be in the spotlight as America's next great filmmaker. I met Brad at a cocktail party hosted by a mutual friend. I was blown away by his artistic passion and vision. He told me he was finishing on a screenplay which he viewed to be his masterpiece. Now he has finished shooting it and is editing in time to submit it to the Philadelphia Film Festival, screened here at the Ritz East. He is currently in negotiations with Juliette Rousseau, the head of the Cannes Film Festival Committee, and hopes that she will see this film and include it in the famous festival. I've seen a rough cut of it and can personally say that it is the best film of the decade. In his directorial debut, Brad has made a greater film than many A-list filmmakers have in their lifetimes. It is a continuation of a cinematic classic that will have a greater legacy than the original. The film is Casablanca 2, Rick's Revenge. When I first heard the idea, I thought it was genius. With sequels to such great movies out there as Are We There Yet?, Garfield, and Scary Movie, with the sequel to Casablanca, only 3 words came to my mind: box office go. In the next 6 weeks, I will follow Brad as he fine-tunes his masterpiece and premieres it. I will interview the genius himself, as well as family, friends, and co-workers, as he goes through the most important 6 weeks of his life. If the premiere goes well, Brad's film will be included in the Cannes Film Festival and may generate enough buzz to earn the many Oscars that it deserves. But if it doesn't go well, another gem buried deep in the world of film will go unnoticed. My name is James Myers, and for the rest of this documentary, you will truly get to know Brad Joyce, or as he likes to call himself, Mr. Visionary. I sit here with Mr. Visionary himself, Brad Joyce. It's March 9th, 2007, and shooting for Casablanca 2 wrapped just a week ago. Already Brad has finished the first cut of the film, and first off, I'd like to say congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was a tough shoot, but I think the end product is going to be very much worth it.
Well, after seeing the first cut, I'd say the beginning product is worth it. Excellent job. So, where did you get the idea behind this product?
Well, let's see. It all started about 1.5 years ago when I decided to watch Casablanca for a second time. I was reluctant to do so because I hated it so much the first time around.
So, what did you think of it after seeing it twice?
Oh, I still hated it. Probably more so. But it did get me thinking, why did I hate it? Why did Casablanca suck so much? And then I discovered the ending. I absolutely despised the ending.
What was it that you didn't like?
Oh, I mean, are you serious? In a real-life situation, there's no way that Rick would have let Isla get on the plane with, what's his name?
Victor Laszlo.
Yeah, that guy. You know, if I'm Rick, I would be super pissed at Laszlo for taking my girl.
Well, didn't Elsa only go out with Rick because she thought Laszlo was dead and left him the moment she heard he was alive?
Yes, that's true, but I'm pretty sure Rick would have ignored all that and gone Rambo on Victor. And that's when it hit me. Instead of just hating this movie for the rest of my life and doing nothing, I could make a sequel of it and give it the ending that it deserves. And that's when I got the idea for Rick's Revenge.
So for those who want to know the basic plot, could you just give a brief synopsis?
Well, the movie begins a few years after Casablanca left us. It's now 1945, and World War II is over, and Casablanca's free. Rick, however, is not too happy. He's disappointed about the whole, what's Victor and Ilsa running off, you know, back to America, and he's been regretting it for years. So he teams up with the famous piano player at the bar, Sam, right? And they fly to America to get back at Victor.
Sounds like a great movie to me. Now, although the film hasn't been released yet, there are already critics of it. They say there are enough terrible sequels and remakes out there, and the original film won the Oscar for Best Picture, and nobody's dared make a remake, let alone a sequel. They say, why should anybody see that? What do you say to those critics?
Well, I'm pretty sure they ought to wait until they see the finished product. I mean, let's take a look at Terminator. Great movie. Everyone said no one's ever going to make a sequel to that, you know? 9 years later, James Cameron comes around, makes Terminator 2, and makes Arnold the good guy. It turns out Terminator 2's a better movie than Terminator. That's what I've done here. Also, I feel like I need to introduce the story to our generation. I mean, it was made in 1942, and I feel like a lot of people aren't familiar with it.
So you hope to make Casablanca relatable to a modern audience?
Yes. Yes, I do. Except mine's much better.
So, what sort of film techniques did you use to recapture a cinematic classic?
I did all sorts of stuff. All sorts of film stuff, like shortening the aperture of the mise-en-scène, making a Soviet montage out of basic film aesthetics. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No. What you just said didn't make any sense at all. You just threw a bunch of film terms together.
I suppose I must explain myself in layman's terms for you amateurs to understand.
I sat down with Brad's parents on an important night, March 13th. That night, a decision would be made regarding whether Juliette Rousseau would see Casablanca 2 and put it under consideration for Cannes. Now, how is it possible that you have enough connections to be able to submit your film to Cannes?
Well, it's actually one connection. My dad is very good friends with the head of the committee over there, Juliette, what's her name?
Rousseau.
Yeah, that's it. Anyways, I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to convince her to fly out here to see the movie in the festival, and after that it's a shoo-in to get into Cannes.
So, tonight's a very important night, yes?
Oh, that's right. I'm expecting Juliet's call in a few minutes, and hopefully I can talk her into coming from Marseille to Philly.
Now, I'm sure as parents, both of you must be very proud.
Yes, we are. I feel like this is the beginning of great things.
So, why is Brad not in college right now?
Well, you know, he was in college for about half a year, and then he decided to drop out because he wanted to, you know, experience his dream, and here it is. He's made this movie.
That must be Juliet. I'm gonna go get it.
And if you don't mind, I think I'm gonna go check on the dinner again.
Okay. Fortunately, the crew and I were able to sneak a camera into the room and catch the important conversation between Brad's father and Juliet.
Look, I know it sounds like a silly project, but believe me, Juliet, it's good. Because I've seen some of it myself. Yeah, look, I know it's a long way to travel from Marseille to Philadelphia, but I think when you come and you see the movie, you're gonna like it. All right, listen. I didn't want to have it come to this, but you give me no choice. You remember that time a few years ago when you were in trouble, you were in debt to all those bookies and I helped you out? Yeah. I think somebody owes me a favor. April 20th. Thank you, Juliet. I'll see you in a few weeks. Goodbye.
Back away from the door.
Honey, Brad, can everybody come in here? Well, I just finished talking with Juliet, and she's coming to see the premiere!
Isn't that great? Brad, aren't you excited?
It's about time.